Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I've just finished loading up the energies of this week at the individual and collective level. Let's move back into our political tarot and have a look at the week ahead for the US president. Let's have a look at what is the week ahead for Donald Trump. Of course, it's been a disastrous month, hasn't it? And these last weeks as well. When I say these, the last fortnight of March is going to be particularly difficult for Trump as he tries to battle what is going on at the moment in the US, but not just the US, everywhere else. This is about endings. Okay, so let's have a look at the week ahead for Donald Trump. The week ahead for Donald Trump. Yeah. He's pulling a big load, as you would expect. Tens, lots of tens here. I can tell you this week's going to be very, very hard for Donald Trump. Indeed, it is going to be very, very difficult for all leaders. He is thinking about money. He has got his mind firmly set on the economy. But look what we've got, loss. And loss also of his income as well, because we know that he always has that concern at the back of his mind. So a loss of for the donors as well. It's all about carrying a heavy load in the middle of the conditions we find ourselves in, and he's got his mind firmly on the dollar. He's carrying a heavy load also in relation to the Empress card, which is abundance, which is the harvest not coming through, but it is also Russia here in the frame. And we know there are several investigations and cases before the courts. This can also be, I know that he has threatened, I guess, to pardon Flynn. We can look at that a bit later on. We've got introspection, reflection, but we've also got isolation. I'm wondering if he is well. We've got judgment coming forward underneath the new starts, which is something coming to an inevitable end. When you see those kinds of things, those kinds of cards married up together, you've got something coming to an end, but you've also got this new start. So whatever new starts that he was hoping to have, perhaps in the relation to his campaign, they are drying up, because we've got underneath the loss, we've got the victory card. So this is a clarifying card for what is becoming, I guess, apparent to Donald Trump. He understands he is losing. His mind is on victory, but is victory going to be possible? Again, he's coming back to the clouding things, trying to obscure things. So wherever he's putting our attention, you can be sure that he's trying to take our attention off something else that is just as important. We've got trade and commerce underneath the 10 of Swords. So again, he's, I guess people, I wouldn't say went easy. People around him, the membership of the Republican Party, they may have been quite sycophantic when it looked like he was in power. He would stay in power while the economy was strong. It is a different matter, because we have here the Ides of March. So there are people who are moving away from him that may have supported him in the past that are moving right away from him at the moment. We do have the Wish card, or the Smug Merchant. Again, judgment is the major arcana here. So something is coming to an end for Donald Trump. And we've got healing and balance and harmony coming through. So our top cards tell us what the situation is. Our bottom cards mirror what these cards, what information is being brought through in these cards. He's carrying a heavy load. He's going to probably disappear for a little while, because I feel that this is burnout, exhaustion, whatever. He's probably going to disappear for a little while he I guess, strengthens himself, because if this person doesn't stop, he's likely to drop something. He is being stabbed in the back, whether we can see it or whether we can't. We've got enemies massing. Now, there's one thing, I guess, when you live in that cutthroat world, when something is finally over, you will have the vultures descending. I feel that this is the kind of energy that he is getting into. He is worried about money. He is worried that he can't manifest this new start. He can't get out of this condition, I guess, that we find ourselves in across the world is stronger than him. He's trying to pull off something. What's he trying to pull off? Division again. It's just simply not going to work. He doesn't understand the situation we find ourselves in. He's holding on to things, onto information. He's trying to control information. We have the Two of Cups. This is deals done. We have the Six of Cups, something in the past, and we do have the Five of Wands, which is partisanship, tug of war, faction fighting, division. It is not suiting him at the moment. It is not performing for him at the moment. This is an alien situation for Donald Trump. Now, there is a story today that the Trump White House tried to buy a vaccine from Germany and for use exclusively in the US. Now, this is the Trump government. It's not Trump personally. It's the US Trump-led government wanted to buy the company that is manifesting a vaccine that could be potentially ready for trials in early summer, your early summer. And the deal was that what was being manufactured would be for America's use only. Now, Germany was horrified. The German people are absolutely horrified. So let's have a look. Why did he make this move? Because what that is saying is, I'm all right within my borders. I can look after my country. If you want this, you're going to have to. I'm going to be in control of the vaccine. Now, it's pretty dystopian. Let's see if it's true. Did Trump, the Trump government, Trump and his White House, Trump and his government make this offer to buy this German, I guess, pharmaceutical company to make the vaccine only available, to control the vaccine in the world, to control this vaccine throughout the world, make it available only for US citizens. It is absolutely disgusting, isn't it? Okay, yes, we have the smug merchant. This was all about America gaining from a disaster. He was challenged by the past. Now, that's interesting. So, this is a yes, he did. He actually did do it, but he was challenged by something in the past. I don't know what that is. The foundation of the reading is he lost that battle, and he will continue to lose these sorts of battles because this is just not what we want to see, not what we want to see. He's always got victory in his uppermost in his mind. By controlling what he sees as the enemy, he gains a victory. All right, so we've got moving on, we've got healing. This is the potential future, moving out of troubled waters. We do have the families here, the Ten of Cups, but this is also the American voters. I think by and large, American voters would have been pretty disgusted by this type of behaviour. Right now he's being restricted, and this is also restriction and containment in relation to the situation we find ourselves in. But this is in relation to Trump. He's disappointed he couldn't pull this off. The hopes and the fears, look at this. Who would have access to the vaccine if he controlled it? And this again is enriching oneself. So yes, he did. Yes, he did. But the truth came out. Whew. And it's a harsh truth. This is going to rebound on him. And in some way, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. What he did in doing that, as I said, Germans were absolutely furious. There's going to be, I guess, spies in the camp. There's going to be more information that will come out about how he's handling the situation at the moment. We've got the Seven of Cups. But what do we have here? We have transparency, absolutely transparent. What does the sun do? Breaks through the clouds, and we get to see. We get to see and we get to make a choice. So the truth is being outed, I guess, and we're going to hear more and see more of this truth in relation to how he's handling this situation that we find ourselves in. Now, I have the High Priestess. This is manifesting, the beginnings of manifesting a different future. We've got the Crossroads here. This is also secrets being kept and a plan that comes to fruition in the longer term. We have the Mercenary card there at one level, but we also have a slow moving energy because we do have our Star of Hope and we do have our Wheel of Fortune. We are manifesting these new starts. So thank you, Spirit, for, I guess, our media that brings these things to light. Thank you for our whistleblowers that also keep us informed, because this is allowing us to make concrete decisions about leadership in the future. So yes, he did. He and his government did go to that pharmaceutical company and they did try and pull that trick off. It didn't work. It won't work. All right. Let's have a look behind the scenes. The other, the other leader I want to look at. First of all, let's have a look behind the scenes at Trump's week. Let's have a look right in the White House. What's going on there? Show us the conditions in the White House this week. Show us the conditions in the White House this week. Aside from the obvious frantic, frenetic type of pace there, show us the conditions in the White House this week. Endings and beginnings, but also the world firmly focused. This is in discussions. As bad as this situation is, he's in discussions about how he can profit and benefit. There's secrets here that are being kept. This is foreign policy. Gosh, let me bring the laptop down. This is foreign policy and how the US can benefit while others basically don't. We've got high emotions and manifesting new emotional starts. He is quite conscious of the high levels of emotions that exist at the moment. The Hierophant, which is in the past, this is Congress. So he had his mind on Congress last week. This is also the courts. But this week he's got his mind firmly on how he can profit. When I say profit politically, and of course for his donors and big business, how they can profit from what is going on at the moment. But look, everything is in suspension. Everything is in suspension in that White House. This is also the card of the Fool, and this is also not much is seemingly being accomplished. Right now, though, we have the Five of Swords. This is bullying. This is abuse, abusive behaviour, abuse of power. We have the Magician in the environment around. So he is actually thinking this week, how can the US set itself up to profit from this? How can my allies, how can my friends profit from what is going on at the moment? This is again more shadow foreign policy as well. The fear is that he won't get what he wants. He is disappointed. And look what we've got. Personal profiteering as well with this Nine of Pentacles. Financial resources. But we also have him looking pretty worn out. So we'll see what all that is about. And we've got harsh truth running or coming in that night. The base of the pack, we've got transparency. It's almost like the sun comes out and sanitizes everything, including him. We have loss and grief, and we have the Page of Wands. some kind of communication regarding, could be even regarding the GOP in Congress. There could be something coming out this week that causes him a lot of grief, an exposure that causes him a lot of grief. We do have Temperance. It's always dogging him, that card. And we do have the Queen of Cups. She is always dogging him as well. And we have Judgment. All right. So not a good week for him. And within the White House, the conversations are around how the moneyed elite can profit from this misery, and also, of course, it's one and the same thing, isn't it? How he can profit, but also not much is seemingly not much progress is being made with that hanged man there. Okay, let's just zip over to the UK. The UK is implementing, or it has been reported, they're implementing this kind of herd strategy, herd immunity strategies, where they're not going to opt for significant containment, but this again threatens the 20% who are in the vulnerable categories. There is talk now of everyone over 70 being quarantined because of this strategy of herd immunity. How long is Boris Johnson going to be able to keep this up before he realises that ultimately containment is probably the prime defence? We have here the Two of Pentacles. This is all about his economy, the UK economy. Of course, with Brexit, there are things here that he is not telling us. This herd mentality, herd immunity, is a reason. It is really code for saying I want to keep the economy buoyant. I don't want to shut down this country and wear that economic loss. So it's a pretty harsh kind of strategy, isn't it? Show me Boris Johnson this week. What's the week like ahead for Boris Johnson? What is the week ahead like for Boris Johnson? Yeah, look, he's just going to, it's not going to be a successful strategy. He gets the world card as well. Perhaps he's speaking to Donald Trump. He's challenged by loss and what people see as a betrayal. Wow. The Queen of Cups, something is going to emerge with him, and it's not going to be it's not going to do him any good because he's challenged by loss, heartbreak, betrayal. The Queen of Swords, people in this climate are less inclined to want to be in a smokes and mirrors type of environment. They're wanting the truth. They're wanting calm objectivity. They don't want games. Here's our Justice card for Boris Johnson. I wondered why when I read on him, thank you, Spirit, I wasn't aware that he would... that I thought he would win the... sorry, I've just got some messages coming through. I thought he would win the election. I thought he wouldn't win the election. And he did, even though he didn't enjoy widespread support, even though Brexit was on the line and the economy would take a tumble, everybody knew that, he won. And I got the Justice card, and I interpreted that as he wouldn't win, justice would be done. I went back and I examined the Justice card, and I said, whatever's going to happen between now and your next election, justice is coming. In some way, justice is coming for Johnson, and here we have it. He's going to be judged fairly harshly. We've got high levels of anxiety here in the UK, all around. Johnson at the moment is looking a little bit battle-weary with this Nine of Wands. You can see he's been through the battle. He's still standing. But, he's wounded. And the environment around is the Nine of Cups. This is miracles. So, miracles, the wish card. It's also the smug merchant. So, again, when will they learn? When will they learn? It's like dueling with this, what's going on at the moment, and we know who's going to win. It's not going to be Boris Johnson. The hopes and the fears. We've got the Page of Wands. There's some sort of communication he's sitting on. He doesn't want to come out. We do have the Ten of Cups. We have the voter. We have the families. We have the Empress card, abundance. And we also have division and obstacles and challenges. This is also the Empress card is my card for Russia. So it's almost as if what he's doing now is actually causing division in the UK, and it's division. It's hurting families. That the herd immunity would see. Perhaps parents, perhaps grandparents are impacted negatively. It's a very divisive strategy that he's going to be remembered for. This is an historic moment, and he won't be well remembered. At the base of the pack, we have strength and endurance, which is a good card to see. We do have the Wheel of Fortune, and we do have secrets with this moon card, the shadow side of things. We have the Chariot, though, and to me that represents what is going on at the moment in the world. It is just, in a way, this is a journey that we didn't think we'd be taking, and it's a journey that is getting a little bit, it's a bit hard to stay on that chariot. It's a bit hard to steer that chariot, and this is where I think he is at the moment. He is hiding information, though. He is hiding information. He's trying to project the strength and endurance, but he's got two karmic cards here, and so I feel that whatever occurs for him down the track or in the future is not going to be it's not going to end well for Boris Johnson. Okay, I'm going to just read on my my own Prime Minister. Let's see. We have some very good premiers across the states, in all states, from all different parties. Our Liberal Party and our Labor Party, our leaders at the state level are just rolling their sleeves up and getting on with what needs to be done. We're seeing the movements, and I think it's like this in America with your governors. We're seeing the movements of the states as much as they can without the access of the federal power, the federal resources to bring to bear. The states are getting on their own front feet, and they are introducing all sorts of strategies to try and contain things, social distancing, all of these strategies that are working well. Let's have a look at our own Prime Minister in Australia. He hasn't shut the borders with the hotspots. He is still allowing people in from Europe, Italy, etc., Spain, France, the countries where on the bell curve, they're getting explosive levels, and their stats are just going up. He's still allowing people into the country, giving them, asking them to contain themselves for 14 days, but there is no enforcement of that. Victoria has moved to actually, we have an across the board, any event with more than 500 people is being cancelled. Victoria has put that into legislation now, so those rules, it's become a rule. Let's see what's occurring with our own Prime Minister. He's looking a little bit red in the face and dishevelled. His Director or Secretary of Homeland Security, Homeland Affairs in Australia has come down sick. And of course he was rubbing shoulders with Ivanka Trump and Bill Barr. So of course we've got movement amongst our politicians as well. Show me the Australian Prime Minister. How's he doing? What are people thinking of him? We're getting very extreme emotion coming forward. He can't afford, after the bushfires of January, December, January, can't afford one wrong step. Show me, so show me the Australian Prime Minister. How are we doing in the fight against these conditions we find ourselves in? Show me the Australian Prime Minister. Okay, we've got Wheel of Fortune, again another karmic card. Things could get better in time, challenged by the high levels of emotion in this country, along with the US as well. The King of Wands, we're focusing on leadership, the quality of leadership. It's interesting. He knows that. He knows that. Is he up to the task? Let's have a look. In the past, we have the magician. I feel that, he has made some really good decisions, but he is balancing that economic, not wanting to tip the country into an economic recession. We do have the Page of Cups, which is bombshells, announcements. We could even see him getting sick. And we do have teamwork. This is also dark money. This is also economic stimulus. This is also funneling money through, and this is what you'll find with Donald Trump in America. It is an opportunity to funnel money through to the people that put them in power, basically. Right now, though, we have the Five of Swords. We do have some kind of abusive, bullying kind of power behavior, energy coming here at the moment. Could be around travel as well. He could be thinking of imposing bans. There could be something else that we are not aware of in Australia that he could be thinking of doing. Stopping travel altogether. Anyone seeking to enter the country, there's something else there. This is also not acting soon enough. And some are actually saying that he should have closed the borders with the hotspots. But there's some kind of abuse of power here with him. The hopes and the fears, he's certainly hoping for a new start, but these are perilous conditions for him. He's carrying a very heavy load like Trump is. He's wounded in battle, the 10 and the 9 of Wands. We do have the wish card. Now, that could simply be them hoping for miracles. Let's see what's at the base of the pack. He too is holding back information. We have the Emperor. This is autocratic rule. Unfortunately, and we have the Devil card, greed and avarice. I feel that we're going to hear in Australia something that's a communication card, that Page of Wands, and we've also got the Tower. We're going to have something else now coming up, I think in the next week or so, more stronger decisions. Because of the insecurity in keeping those borders open, I think he'll move to shut them. But there is also, again, there's also something around money, dark money. When I say dark money, I'm talking about lobbyists, money in politics, trying to, bring forward opportunities for those people that support his prime ministership. So that's interesting. We'll see what occurs. I think there's something coming out with that Page of Cups. There's some kind of bombshell coming out about what this Prime Minister has done. I feel it's maybe something a little bit draconian that people are not going to approve of. All right, so let's just have a look at Canada before I go. As you know, the Justin Trudeau's wife, Sophie, is unwell. They tell me in Canada that things are similar to Australia, New Zealand, but we've got similar strategies of social distancing. Thank you, Canadian viewers, for bringing things forward. We've got judgment here. And all leaders will be judged on their performance. What's it like for Justin Trudeau? How's he doing? Is this a test of his leadership? Is he performing? How is Justin Trudeau performing at the moment? What's the week ahead like for him? Okay, we've got the 10 of Pentacles coming out. He'll be trying to protect, again, like a lot of other leaders, protecting the Canadian economy, but we've got the challenge is retreat, illness. It's going to have an impact here. We could have projections of economic growth being obviously downgraded, maybe a step back from that, and something around what is the true state of the economy, or what will be the true state of the economy. Economic measures is what he could be bringing forward. But he's got, the foundation of the reading is the Six of Wands, which is victory. That is the foundation, the strength. What has he got on his side? He's winning in a way. We have lots of things coming, like meteorites coming out, but that's in the past. Let's see how Justin Trudeau is going to rise to the occasion. There is some kind of leak in the camp, some kind of spy in the camp, some kind of news, some kind of truth, some kind of headline that is going to come out for him that is just going to be a little bit damaging. We do have the Seven of Cups choices. Also trying to hide something. I mean, I don't mind Trudeau, but I know that Canadians feel that he's very close to big business. But let's keep going. We've got the Hierophant. That is your parliament. This is also a higher authority. Okay, so something maybe should be brought before the Parliament, but isn't, because the Seven of Swords is a strategy that it's not an upfront strategy. There's something around not bringing something forward. He's going to have to defend himself. It has to do with the economy. Okay, and again, look, they're all pulling the same card at the end of the day, the Ten of Wands. The King of Wands came out upside down, even if we give him the benefit of the doubt. His leadership is really having to work for it. We do have the Knight of Wands, though, so he's not. Even though there's something around a money, budget, economy, he's trying to, I guess, obscure. There is the Knight of Wands, to be fair to him, and he does have the Six of Wands as well. But I do feel he's going to have to defend himself. We've got loss and grief, but Trudeau is learning all the time. And we've got the Star card, staying hopeful, keeping your thoughts positive. We do have the Four of Wands, community, and I do feel this is the strength here. But there is containment measures that he's more stricter. Containment measures he'll be introducing as well with that Hanged Man to ensure to slow down the virus with this Knight of Pentacles and ensure ultimately that we can all move on from it. So Trudeau, it's a test again for his leadership. There's something there that's likely to come out that he won't want to be brought out, but it is going to come out. The same as the Australian Prime Minister as well. I feel both of them will be contending with an outing of some sort in the next week or two. All right, look, that's my look at really leadership across the board this week, and what could be coming to the fore, from the background to the foreground over the next week or little week to 2 weeks. All right, thank you for tuning in.